Now, Kathy Helbig joins us. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning. How are you?
You're a real estate guru for KSDK Channel 5, and we've borrowed you from time to time because it's such an interesting time of year. You've been telling us for weeks and months that it is a seller's market, and on Friday, there's a big story, front page story in the newspaper about how it's not just a seller's market, it's really a seller's market.
It is. We're so low on inventory. It's the basic supply and demand issue going on right now. So make your offers good when you're making them.
Which means you need an agent, because now is the time you need an agent more than ever.
More than ever, because you need to have strategy on how to be the winning bid on those houses.
How does one go about choosing an agent?
Interesting that that's today's topic, because I just came from a panel that I got to be a part of this weekend in California that was a panel of consumers that agents were able to question on how they chose their last realtor. And it's really overwhelming that they are chosen by referral, which referral is a good thing as long as the agent has the backing to match it up. Mm-hmm. So again, experience is huge, and looking to match with somebody's personality and somebody that has the availability for you. That's the biggest problem right now for people that are trying to buy a house. If your agent doesn't really have backup or doesn't have, like, I have a huge team that work with me. We've got people that call and they want to go see a house, and if you don't go get them in the next couple hours, it's gone. I've
had agents that are tremendous, mm-hmm. and I've had agents that are not so good.
Right.
And it's night and day.
And how did you choose your last agent?
How did I choose my last agent? A friend of mine told me I was buying in downtown St. Louis, and a friend of mine said, I know a real estate person. She's an expert when it comes to downtown real estate.
Okay.
And so I was buying real estate downtown, so I went and I interviewed her, and she was fantastic.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
But
that's the thing. You interviewed them and they matched other criteria.
Right.
Besides, it was just a friend. So many people just use their relative or a friend of a friend.
My Aunt Susie's getting into the real estate business. Why don't you use her?
Exactly.
Right.
And there's so much more to it that, we've got to have the experience to back it up.
The other thing I liked was that she was an expert in her area. She wasn't an expert everywhere.
Right.
She was an expert in downtown lofts.
Right.
And I figured if I'm buying a downtown loft, I better have somebody who at least has some knowledge over what's going on.
At least some knowledge over what's going on. But it is a little bit of a misconception that you can only use a realtor that just sells in your area or just sells that particular neighborhood. A lot of times it's really more about the marketing. And as realtors, we're trained to determine market value of a lot of different places. So if you can sit down and come to an agreement on what you feel your property is worth, then the next step is really about the marketing that comes behind it and how they can expose your house, and then the experience on getting those contracts to be able to negotiate the best deal for you. Just because it's your neighbor that sells the houses in the neighborhood may not make them the most qualified for the needs.
When you talk about marketing, both you as a buyer mm-hmm. and your house, you have to market. You have to sell that offer to the seller sometimes.
It's not sales until we have interest. It's marketing. So people forget about that. So you really have to have somebody with strong market reach and knowledge in how to market to get the most eyeballs on your house, to get the interest and get the offers, and then it moves into sales and negotiations.
And especially in a seller's market where a seller now might get 2 or 3 or 4 different offers, you've got to sell that offer to the seller.
And we have to have the knowledge to be able to consult with you as to what is the better offer. Just because it's the highest price doesn't necessarily make that your best offer.
Right, yeah. No, there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things that go into it to get it to the closing table.
A lot of nuanced parts. You love doing this, don't you?
I love it.
Yeah,
it's passion.
You and your group. Talk about your group for a second.
I have a group of 8 professionals that are licensed, both buyer agents and seller agents, and we have full-time marketing specialists on my team, as well as an in-house salesperson. So we field all of the buyer prospect calls and get back to people immediately so you don't have to wait and lose that property.
You're also co-owner of Keller Williams Realty West right there in downtown Cotterville. KathyHelbig.com is the website, 314-276-SOLD, and on Facebook, What the Helbig. Kathy, have a good week. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah, good stuff. It is 9:57. We are just about out of time. Ty Burrell